Welcome into the Casual Gaming Conversation. I'm Connor. That's Nick. This is your weekly gaming podcast from Co-op 64. Today, we are breaking down the games we want to play from every year we've been alive.
Part one.
We're going 96 to 2009. But before we get into that, Nick, how are we feeling?
Connor, I am so excited to break out the CGNC clips for this week. Because I'm just living my best life. Fizzant, Forza Horizon 6. We just had a state of play. Wolverine looks dope as hell. Connor, life is good right now. Had a great weekend, a very restful weekend. Watched some college football yesterday. We shot bonus pod yesterday, which was a nice little way to break up the momentum of the day. Took a nap. A little Saturday nap action. So good. Had a great morning. Really fun morning shooting content with you guys. Content flew today. Like, we were just firing on all cylinders. So, feeling good, feeling alive, feeling ready to talk about games that I've never played. And this is, you're breaking this down. This is so funny because, like, when you were looking up the games list, you're like, shit, I've played so many of these. And for me, I'm like, there's always a couple easy ones that I can go to. It just reminds me that I still got a lot of work left to do when it comes to this.
Yeah. When I was making your this or that for TikTok, every single time I'm like, man, he needs to play more games.
Yeah,
you played true. A lot of them, but like I'm just like, man, like, oh, he hasn't played this. He hasn't played this. I can't include this on the list. Hopefully we can get to some of these that we talk about today in the near future. I'm feeling good. Not a lot new going on in my life from the last time we discussed on the podcast, but excited to be shooting here with you today.
And once again, I want to make this very clear. Thanksgiving still mid as hell. Brought that one up today right before church got going. We're all just hanging out and like there's a little awkward silence moment. I was like, hey, where are we at with Thanksgiving, y'all? And they're just like, what? And I was like, this is a point of contention. I think it's mid. What's up? And the answer is always the same. You just haven't had my parents cooking. You just haven't had my family's cooking. And it's like, I understand, but like even the best turkey I've ever had, even the best stuffing I've ever had, even the best mashed potatoes I've ever had. Mashed potatoes is the star of the show, in my opinion. Like no matter what,
stuffing,
mashed potatoes, good or bad, is going to be delicious. Stuffing can be bad. Mashed potatoes, I've never had bad mashed potatoes on Thanksgiving.
Stuffing.
Oh, dude, I've had bad stuffing before.
Okay.
You do not want bad stuffing. But yeah, we broke this down. What?
Buns, rolls.
Dude, buns are amazing. We're big buns boys on this pod.
I just love bread.
Yeah. What do you have with gravy?
I hate gravy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, for me, like, I need... you like the wet sandwich.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you're going and getting, like, Jimmy John's or Jersey Mike's...
Extra mayo.
Mayo? Are you a vinaigrette person?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, you want it Mike's way. You want Mike to go crazy on that thing. So, like, I'm a big fan of the wet sandwich, too. And that's where I feel like Thanksgiving can exceed is I just dump gravy on everything.
Yeah.
I'm getting gravy on that stuffing. I'm getting gravy on my potatoes. I'm getting gravy on that turkey.
I don't know. I feel like I should try gravy again because I didn't like it when I was a kid, but I don't think I've tried it since then.
Oh, dude, can we do like a live gravy taste test during Co-op 64 day?
Maybe I've grown as a person.
Yeah. Is there any like other foods that you're just like totally out on? I haven't had cranberry sauce in 2 or 3 years. I didn't like it the last time I tried.
For Thanksgiving foods or just
foods in general? But
mushrooms. I hate mushrooms.
Really?
And that's weird to people. Beans. I don't like beans.
So I used to hate mushrooms. And I think I've told the story on other content, but there was a time I went up to visit Scott just to hang out for a period of time up in Notre Dame. And he had a professor that had him and a bunch of other students. It was like a small group of students over for dinner to go and like celebrate the year that they just had and everything. And so it's like, and Scott was like, can my buddy Nick show up? He's like, yeah, sure. I go there. And the professor's super nice. We're doing a bunch of different whiskey tastings. We're having a great time. We're shooting the breeze, telling stories. And he every now and then we go upstairs and continue to prep dinner. And it was a steak dinner, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. But there was like a mushroom glaze sauce over the steak, and then also just like sauteed mushrooms within that you could like go and pour over. And I've never been a mushroom guy ever. I've never been like, I like mushrooms. I'll tolerate mushrooms, dude. I was like, I finished out my steak. I finished out all these sides. This is maybe a top 5 meal I've ever had in my life. Maybe it's probably the best home cooked meal I've ever had. But I go and there was like the glazed mushrooms and everything, and like there was a side of them. I just went and started housing mushrooms, dude. Like taking them to town. I had seconds and thirds of everything, but the mushrooms especially. I was like, why am I eating so many mushrooms? They're delicious. They're like candy, dude. They're so good.
It's a texture thing for me.
Okay.
They kind of like they're rubbery
Yeah,
almost. Like
for
there's
sure.
just something wrong with that. Same with beans, like a texture thing. I just
Don't
don't
like
like.
beans.
Yeah,
Maybe that's
the
what we
flavor
do.
is fine, but
The highest stretch goal is Connor and I just
Eats a
eat
bowl
so
of
many
beans.
so many beans. And first one to fart loses. So, like, let's just have a great co-op day. Connor, hop into the housekeeping.
yeah, hopping into housekeeping. This show is made possible by all our lovely supporters over on Patreon. You can get this show 3 days early. You can get the Casual Gaming News Conversation 3 days early, and you can get a bonus episode of the Casual Gaming Conversation every single week. We just filmed one grading your top 5 games. Those episodes are really popular, and we appreciate the support on those. So you got another one in the can waiting for you over on Patreon. We also did spoiler cast for Donkey Kong Bonanza and Death Stranding 2. We did a Q&A recently. We did a whole episode on getting a PlayStation Vita in 2025. So a lot in the backlog over on Patreon.
And coming up, one of the big ones. This will eventually go free for everyone, just a heads up there, but this will be a bonus podcast. Me, Connor, Brady reviewing the Minecraft movie.
It's going to be terrible.
It's going to be so much fun. I am so excited to get the boys over here. I think that we got to like watch it sometime next weekend, right? Like to go and be able to do that podcast. Friday night, can you imagine, Connor, a little Friday night, you guys get off work, you come over here, we shoot a nice little casual gaming news conversation, we do dinner, maybe some pizza, a little pizza night, movie night action, maybe we get some root beer floats going. I don't know. And we sit and we watch the Minecraft movie together. I think that the energy will be so high after that. Don't just shoot the pod that night. We'll just get so excited. We'll be so ready to talk about how amazing Jack Black and the crew are in that movie. It's gonna be a great time. Why are you looking like
I predict it will not be a great time.
I think. What do you think is gonna be more fun, watching the movie or podcasting about it?
Podcasting about
Yeah, it's not gonna be close. Yeah. I'm excited. We don't talk about like bad shit often on this channel. That's going to be some the conversation's going to be fun because it's going to be a dumpster fire of a movie. It's going to be a great time. So get excited about that. If you want to support over on Patreon, you'll get that just a little bit early. For those that like, just when it comes to bonus pods, that like secondary pod slot, we're a 3-person team. Sometimes it needs to go and filter into that, but that will eventually go up for everyone too, because that was a promise on Extra Life.
At the next tier up, we have Recollecting Retro, we have the Co-op 64 podcast, and we have 2 additional bonus TikToks every other week. At the highest tier, you get your name read at the end of each and every podcast, and you get the opportunity to write in to be the 4th topic on the Co-op 64 podcast. Over on the Twitch side of things, we are continuing on with Liza P, Liza B, Brady's first playthrough of the game. Nick and I co-piloting on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Nick is playing The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. You're not going to beat it this week, right? Probably next week.
No. Probably my goal is to beat it relatively soon.
Next week sounds right.
Yeah, maybe Thursday night I'll title the stream Finishing Ocarina of Time and do it that way.
This Thursday?
Oh, you're saying next week. Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought you were saying like this upcoming week. Yeah, I don't assume I beat it this week. Yeah.
And then I am playing Silent Hill 2 Original on Xbox, having a good time with that on Wednesdays. Discord, we have a Discord server of over 2,700 community members talking about games, hanging out, making friends. We also have community nights, Fortnite community night coming up. You can also write in to all the forums that we put over there for grading your top 5 games, poorly described plots, Q&As. You don't need to be a patron to submit to those, but those are usually for podcasts that go up over on Patreon. Merch, we have t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, if you want to support the channel that way, and leave us nice reviews over on Apple Podcast services. It gets the show out to more people, and we would really appreciate that. Alrighty. Do you want to take the first hot take here, Nick?
Sure. My hot take is more of a PSA today, and it's a necessary one, especially with the news that we've recently received. My video game hot take is that everyone needs to try racing games. You got to give it a fair shot. And there's never been a better time to hop into racing games as a gamer. You have Forza Horizon 5 on Game Pass available, basically free if you already got that service. But now it's also on PlayStation. And those games are not your racing sim type games. I feel like everyone loves their kart racers. Everyone loves Mario Kart. Sonic Crossroads Racing having a moment right now, which apparently that game's just great. Like everyone just is having a really fun time. There's people in the industry that I've discussed that game with, and they're all just like, it's a blast. Like it's super, super fun. Some people prefer it over Mario Kart World. But with Forza Horizon 5 just out on basically the 2 major console publishers outside of Nintendo, it's like, go play that game. It is terrific. It is so much fun. It is the best Xbox game that's been released maybe in the past 15 years. Like, there's never been a better time to go and play these racing games. And I always am somebody that looks forward to the next thing. It's not just what can I do now, but what's coming out next. And the fact that Forza Horizon 6 just got announced and we're going to Japan, and like that is going to be such a cool location for a Forza game. Go study up a little bit, play a Forza Horizon game, have fun with it. But even then, it's like, there's so many amazing racing titles that have come out in the past like handful of years. If Forza Horizon 5, you try it and it's not really for you, by the way, it will be for you. The game is awesome. Like, just in general, no matter what, you're going to have a good time playing it. You might not fall in love with it like I have, but it's a fun game. You can go and play it for 2 to 3 sessions and be like, I now know what this is, and it's fun, and I can see the quality and the care that is put into these types of titles. Go and try racing games. They're really cool. And the way that like I play games too, you don't always have that time commitment. You can go and hop into any racing game, Sonic Cross Worlds Racing, Mario Kart World, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, any GT, Forza Motorsport, Forza Horizon 5, 3, 4, whatever, and go and only play a couple hours. That's my favorite type of gaming sessions. Or the late night, I got an hour, I don't want to go and watch something on TV and rewatch The Office for the 8th time. Let me go and get a short little fun experience. Racing games are great for that. Try racing games. Get excited for Forza Horizon 6. There's so much good out there. Try racing games.
I would like to be more into racing games. I'm kind of getting an itch lately, especially because I'm playing the PSP so much, and there's a lot of racing games over there, and it kind of sounds nice to just chip away at like a racing game campaign, like the Midnight Club or Burnout or a Need for Speed game on the PSP. I tried Forza Horizon 5, enjoyed it. I just didn't get into it in the way that I had hoped. My experience, my like main time with racing games was back with Need for Speed Carbon on the PS2, and that was a ton of fun, and I have nostalgia for that. But there's just so many other games to play that it's just towards the bottom of my list always of stuff that I would be interested in hopping into.
Which is totally fine. I understand that that's the case for a lot of people right now, but I always think that it's easier to hop in when there's excitement around it. You know, like right now, there's an energy after the Forza Horizon 6 announcement to go and play a new racing game. Like, if there wasn't that announcement, I think that this conversation wouldn't be as necessary. But I also bring it up with fighting games. When I got super into fighting games, it was a great time to get into fighting games because you had Street Fighter 6 and Mortal Kombat 1 and Tekken 8 all releasing in the span of like 9 months. And it was like, great, there's so much to play, there's so much excitement. And then you go back and play some of the other ones. You're like, hell yeah, these are awesome too. So having that excitement to go and push forward and be like, let's do it, now's the time. I'm letting you know, now is the time. Hop in, have fun. These games are terrific. You're playing, it's high quality. It's something that's so low commitment. Like, you don't need to go and clear out every single race in Forza Horizon 5 to have a great experience with this game. You can play it for 10 minutes, 2 hours, 10 hours, 100 hours, and have a blast with this game. And if the 100 hours sounds daunting, just play it for 10 minutes. I promise you, you're going to have some fun. And use the rewind mechanic if you suck at it like I do, because that's a great way to go and make sure that you're not just getting your teeth beat in. That's my hot take.
My gaming hot take is that we need to stop ignoring a key aspect of a game when criticizing it just because everything else in the game is so high quality. My example for this that we brought up multiple times is Skyrim, where I think the world is fantastic, the music is great, the writing is great, but one of the key aspects of the game is the combat, is the gameplay. And the gameplay is not very good in that game. So that factors into the overarching score. Like, I know that a lot of people are like, well, yeah, the gameplay sucks, but like, who cares? Like, that's not what I'm playing the game for. It's like, that's like half the game is you swinging the sword or using your magic. Like, that's an important part of how we are going to go about criticizing something like Skyrim. This can be said for a more recent game for me, Yakuza 0. Most people talk about Yakuza 0, they talk about the mini games, they talk about the story, they talk about the characters. So far, from my first 3 chapters of Yakuza 0, great. Every single time I've asked about the combat in that game, people are like, it's fine. Like, and then I'm going and playing this game, and you're in combat a lot. You're running through the streets, and some people will just run up to you and be like, let's fight. And it's like, okay, now I guess I'm in combat. And every single time I'm in combat, I'm like, I wish I wasn't. I wish I was back doing a mini game. I wish I was getting more story. Nier as well. Story is fantastic in Nier Automata. I do not think the gameplay is that great. And the most recent example for me right now is playing Silent Hill F, where I think that the atmosphere is fantastic. I like where the story's going. The puzzles are fun. The combat in this game, at least so far, is just incredibly basic and boring. And you're doing a lot of it. Like it is a big part of this game, and that's going to end up factoring in to my overall score when I'm done finishing this game and doing my criticism for it. So yeah, you got to factor in all the pieces of a game. If there's one majorly weak point, then you got to point it out, even if you like everything else.
Yeah, totally. I think that like a big part of critiquing and reviewing games is the fact that you need to go and break it down to the big topics. Like when we are doing a spoiler cast, we talk about world and music and gameplay and the different aspects of gameplay, story, depending on if there is a story, stuff like that. And if one of those is like a 4 out of 10 experience or a 3 out of 10 experience, you can't give it that high mark even if you love everything else. I'll point to Silent Hill 2, where I think that the gameplay in Silent Hill 2, just in general, is weak.
Remake.
Sorry, Silent Hill 2 Remake. Yes, thank you. Where it's generally weak. I think that lining up your shots in horror games and having to scrounge for bullets is always a fun and interesting dynamic to have in a horror game. But like when I'm just able to swing away with the starting weapon and have the constant cadence of swing once, dodge twice, swing once, dodge twice, swing once, dodge twice, and that's all I'm doing, I'm not having fun doing that gameplay. Everything else is immaculate. I'm at an 8.5 with that game because I can't call it amazing because of that aspect. And that's where I go and drop my score to that. So totally understand the criticisms. I'm also about an hour into Silent Hill F. I also can totally see where you're going with it. So like, yeah, the gameplay reminds me a lot of Silent Hill 2 Remake, like of just swinging, dodging, healing up a little bit, swinging, dodging, moving on. And I don't expect it to get a lot better. I'm excited to sort of like just let you take this review and play a shit ton of Hades 2 and get that hopefully good and done before we go and review it. But yeah, dude, like I totally get this hot take. I think it's a good hot take. Connor, let's talk about the premise of this big topic. Every game that we want to play, not every game, every year of the games that we want to play for the years that we've been alive, we're doing a winner and a runner-up for all these. This is going to be very similar to the extremely popular topic that was written in by Liam Neville. Of our favorite games from every year we've been alive.
This topic is a twist on that was so that list was sent by Liam, and then Goops, one of our moderators, was like, you should do every game you want to play instead of your favorite game. So just jumping off of that, that's what inspired this topic.
Also, Connor brought this up, and we're still going to split it into 2 parts. This is going to be probably a little bit of a shorter episode compared to that one, where like we just don't have a ton to say on every single game because we haven't played them, and we don't have that deep analysis that we're able to have with games that we finished. So this is another fun one. We're going to start at 96. Connor was alive in 1996. I was not, but we're going to still start in 96, and I'm going to give my answers for those years also. We're going to have a winner, and we're going to have a runner-up. Mm-hmm. And this is another fun one where it's just like, yeah, like Connor has games that he's played that I might answer. So maybe there'll be a little bit of back and forth there. But if not, I'm curious to see where we line up on some of these years, because we might have the same answer, very similar to the last episode that we did for this, for some of these years. Also, just a heads up, part 2 might not be next week. Just things are moving around and shaking with review schedules and stuff like that. But this is part 1 of this. We're going through 2009, and then we'll do 2010 through 2025 when we get the chance to do so. Connor, what is your winner of the game you want to play the most from 1996?
I put Wild Arms here.
Ooh.
PlayStation 1, Sony published game, was one of the first games that came over to the PlayStation Plus Premium catalog when they started porting retro stuff over there. My experience with this is just booting it up, seeing that intro cutscene when I was testing all my PS1 games. I think that the art style of this game, really cool, really interesting. Love the very unique vibe here. A lot of JRPGs that I haven't played that I really want to get to. Wild Arms towards the top of that list. Do you have any experience with Wild Arms? Have you seen anything about this game?
So I've seen you boot it up because I was watching that stream when I was coming over to crash that stream and hang out with you on a Sunday morning. I don't have interest. Like I know that people love this.
Yeah, it's one of those games that like people will shout out like along with Legend of Dragoon.
Yeah.
That I'm like, oh yeah, I really want to get to
Vagrant
this.
Story.
It was the golden era of JRPGs on the PS1, and Wild Arms is thrown in there with the greats like Final Fantasy 7 and 9 and such.
Do you want to shout out your runner up right now?
Another JRPG, Super Mario RPG.
That's my winner.
Yeah.
This is one that like I have heard with the remake especially. It's just awesome. And as someone that is a Square Enix fan, like just this channel, we love a lot of Square Enix games. I'm curious to see what a Nintendo Square Enix marriage RPG systems will look like. Art style's dope as hell. Music's great from what I remember hearing during that time period. Is it? I have no idea.
Yoko Shimomura.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna. It's one of those things where I'm like, Connor, don't like fish for me and have me go and catch the wrong line. But yeah, I'm stoked to go and give this one a shot eventually. This is another one of those fun ones. We talk about our influences pretty often on this channel, and one of them that comes up often is Easy Allies Hall of Greats, where people will go and pitch games to go and enter the greatest games of all time. And Damiani from the Easy Allies made a terrific pitch on Super Mario RPG, one that I remember very vividly watching 5 years ago at this point. The fact that pitch is stuck in my mind, I'm like, shout out.
Are we going to talk about Hall of Greats for 97 as well?
Yep. Okay. And then my runner-up is Tomb Raider. I think that going
that as well.
and playing the OG Tomb Raider, it's one of those history lessons type games where it's like, do I think that I'm going to have a great time doing it? No, that's why I haven't given it a shot yet. But also, it's iconic. It's one of those classics that like, when we talk about my video game education, which we're going to discuss with a lot of these games, I'm like, I need to play this for my video game education more so than even I want to play these games, right? Tomb Raider is one of those that comes to mind immediately. So that is on my list for 1996. Connor, 97. You already said it. Is that your number one?
Yes, my number one is Mega Man Legends. Shout out to Kyle Bossman, correct? For bringing this game to the Hall of Greats, which is an Easy Allies stream that they do where they each bring a game to induct into the Hall of Greats. They have a little debate, then they all vote and decide what gets into the hall. And Kyle Bossman brought Mega Man Legends like 6 times.
Yeah,
and it never got in.
Like the pitch would be different every time.
Yeah, but he did a great job of selling me on this game. He thinks it's super underrated, super innovative. And I have very limited experience with the Mega Man. I've played Mega Man 2, Mega Man X, would like to see how that translates into 3D. And also, this is one of the more expensive PlayStation 1 games that I own, and that definitely puts it higher up on my priority list. When I drop a bag on a PS1 game or any game in general, it's like, okay, I really need to play this, or else I wasted my money on it. So.
Yeah, it's my runner-up for this year because I have a big dog out there that I've not played yet. But Mega Man Legends seems cool as hell. Seeing once again, like I remember Damiani's presentation because it was a really good presentation. I remember Mega Man's Legends presentation because he got it brought up 6 different times and he just did not stop. It was really funny. He was like, Mega Man Legends, Mega Man Legends, Mega Man Legends, Tetris. Let's get that in there. Mega Man Legends, Mega Man Legends. I was like, this is good stuff. For those who don't know, Easy Allies is a huge influence to this channel and everything. So go check out their stuff.
Those Hall of Greats videos got me through a busy season or two, dude. Those streams are awesome.
They're amazing. It got me through COVID. I was working bagging groceries in the early stages of COVID, and when I had the mask on and the long hair, I could just have a little AirPod in, and I was just flying through Hall of Greats pods. They were so good. What's your runner-up?
My runner-up is Star Fox 64. I don't even own this game yet. Every single time I see it in the store, I'm like, one day I'll grab that. It's cheap enough for me to just kind of buy it on a whim. But since it's always there, it's like not a priority for me. But I've never really played a game like Star Fox 64. I don't think, like an on-rails kind of like dogfighting shooter game. I like the characters from what I've seen from Smash Bros with Falco.
Is it Falco? Yeah, it's Falco.
And Wolf. You got Slippy.
Dude.
I don't know, do a barrel roll. Like there's so many iconic lines and everything. I like the general vibe, the general look of this game. Would like to get to it at some point, and get a genre that I haven't had a lot of experience in under my belt.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's one of those that like one of us students kind of needs to play that game.
And apparently it's quick. It's like 4 hours long.
I think it might be even shorter. I think it might be a one stream type game. But yeah, do you know my answer for this year?
No.
When you think about 1997, you think about
Final Fantasy. No, Final Fantasy 7 is 98.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong then.
Or is it 97?
I think it's 97, and then Metal Gear is also that year, I believe. 2 hours for Star Fox 64's game. 2 hours.
But I feel like if it's a first playthrough, you're probably
Yeah,
not going to
maybe
get
take a
through it that
little bit
quick. Yeah.
longer.
Maybe that is a good. I want to play more in 64 games just in general, so that might be a good stream game.
Yeah. 1997, one of the biggest dogs of all time in all retro gaming, is a game that I wanted to play this year, and the time is just running out as we are hurtling towards the end of this year. A little game called Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, like
brother.
this is one that Connor doesn't shut up about. This is one that I feel like when it comes to retro gaming, it's a must play. Like, I think that it might be like top 10 most necessary games to play for retro gaming.
You have to play Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
In the same way that I think like Super Metroid is a must play. I think that Castlevania is a must play. I think that Mario 64 is a must play. I think that Metal Gear Solid is a must play.
And
like,
you can recommend it to anybody too.
Yeah.
Like, it holds up incredibly well. The art style of this game, I think, is one of, if not the greatest art style of all time. Like, I think it's a gorgeous game and holds up incredibly well from a visual standpoint. The music, insane. I can give her take or leave the story, honestly, but that's not really what I'm going to that game for. The world design, the twist in the middle of the game, like I've already talked about Castlevania Symphony of the Night. If you haven't played it, what the fuck are you doing?
For me, literally looking at this list, I'm like, I think it might be the most important game for me to play before the year 2000. Like, that I haven't played yet. Like, right. It's so iconic. It's so legendary. So Castlevania is my number one. And then, like I've already said, Mega Man Legends. Just dude, like, I like to think that eventually we are going to be this for other people. And I think that we already are for some people. Where, like, I've mentioned Hi-Fi Rush enough that somebody's like, oh, maybe I should play Hi-Fi Rush one day. Why? Because Nick didn't shut up about it for years on end. Mm-hmm. That's Mega Man Legends for me. So, Connor, what's 1998 looking like for you, big dog?
Another more niche JRPG. We're going to go with Xenogears with my winner here. During the PlayStation 1 era, obviously, you're pushing into 3D graphics. You got Final Fantasy VII kind of laying the groundwork for what JRPGs were going to look like, and everybody was kind of following suit there. But when they went one direction, Xenogears went the other and went back to gorgeous 2D pixel art, as I understand it. I'm pretty sure that's the case. And I love the way this game looks. And people who love the Xeno franchise still point to this game as one of the highlights between Xenogears, Xenosaga, and Xenoblade.
Yep.
I don't really know how those are connected.
Oh, dude. I have no idea. I have no idea. This is one of those I would love to get, like, somebody that's just, like, is super deep into JRPGs just to go and be like, all right, do a drunk explain to that.
But when it comes to PS1 JRPGs, you got Chrono Cross, you got Wild Arms, you have Xenogears, you have Legend of Dragoon, and one of those is probably up there for a lot of the hardcore JRPG fans' favorite games of all time. So I know that people who love Xenogears fucking bang the drum hard on it, and I would like to get to it at some point.
My winner for 1998 is Resident Evil 2 Original. This is one of those, I don't have a ton of conviction to want to play it because I played Resident Evil 2 Remake. And that is, for me, I know it's not the same game, and I know that the cameras are different. It's still Resident Evil 2. And if it's that fix of, like, I feel like I've already been there, done that. And there's so many games like Symphony of the Night that I'm going to go and get to before a game like Resident Evil 2. With that being said, when you're talking about PS1 games, the amount of times that we've looked at PS1 game lists, top 10s and stuff like that, Resident Evil 2 is just always right behind your Final Fantasy VII, Symphony of the Night, and Metal Gear. It's always those three, and then, like, Resident Evil 2 is normally like 5 or 6. Mm-hmm. Hopefully Tekken 3 is at number 4, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I need to go and get to Resident Evil 2. It's one of those horror game classics, and I always say when it comes to horror games, I only want to play the best of the best. Resident Evil 2 is seemingly the best of the best. So that is my winner. My runner-up for 1998 is Half-Life 1. I want to get through that game eventually. History lesson sort of deal. Everyone that plays Half-Life 1 right now, like, isn't like, this shit's awesome. It's normally like, it's all right. It's good. But great. Also, you can see the innovation happening right in front of you for what it did for video games. And as somebody that likes to see the history of gaming in a way that is tangible, where it's like, oh, like when I play Metal Gear, I can understand what this did for story and narrative in video games and boss fights. When I play Final Fantasy VII, I can understand going to a 3D JRPG model that is super popularized and has terrific characters and music and all that stuff. Half-Life is another one of those circumstances when it comes to just first person shooting, basically. So yeah, I want to get to that one. That's a runner up for me. What's your runner up for 98?
I put Fallout 2.
Interesting.
Another game genre that like I have no experience in. Like it's like a 2D or like top down kind of RPG. But a lot of people say like there are Fallout 2 truthers out there who are like, this is the best Fallout game. Apparently the writing is fantastic in it. It's got an excellent story. I'm just interested to like kind of get another game genre under my belt and like learn something about a genre that I know nothing about. So Fallout 2 is my runner up. 1999. Nick, what do we got?
1999. Final Fantasy 8.
I also have Final Fantasy 8.
Oh, snap. What's up, big dog? Woo. Haven't played it yet. And shout out to Ben Starr for just banging the drum on this game so much. There's so many Final Fantasy 8 truthers out there that are like, Final Fantasy 8, that game's the shit. It's awesome. And it's like,
and there's a lot of people who don't like this game.
But also, like, I think that this would just be a fun one to clear out. I want to play every Final Fantasy eventually, but like for me, there's a couple that are just higher on the list that I need to get to first. But Final Fantasy 8 is my answer, and then Gran Turismo 2 is my runner-up. We've already talked about racing games, and Gran Turismo 2 and 3 A-Spec are just like two of those, not just history lesson types games. They're like, if you're a racing game fan, they're your fruits and vegetables. They're your basis of all these types of games, and to see that history and see where it has gone to with games like Forza Horizon 5 and even something like Forza Motorsport GT7, I think is super important. And I would love to just like, this doesn't need to be I go and play it for tens and tens of hours, but I would just love to get like a stream for an hour during a co-op day or something like that where we hop into GT2, because I think that would be pretty cool.
I don't own it. I don't own any Gran Turismo games on the PS1. I only have 3 A-Spec on PS2, I think that's it. Going back to Final Fantasy 8 real fast, it's the one Final Fantasy from 6 on that I haven't played. So I just kind of want to get that blank spot kind of off my backlog. I think the characters in the world that I played a little bit of it. I think the setup is interesting. I think it's an interesting follow up to Final Fantasy VII. See what they learned from that. See what they decided to change up, but still kind of keep that core like sci-fi world. And like you said, so many people consider this to be one of their favorites, and so many people consider it to be one of the worst. So I'm curious to see where I end up falling on that, which side of the fence I fall on. And then for my runner-up, it's Donkey Kong 64.
Oh, snap.
I'm all in on the Kong lately with Bonanza. I obviously love the Donkey Kong Country games. I'm just curious. And it's another one of those games that it's kind of divisive. It reviewed really well.
Yeah.
It's up there high on Metacritic, but I don't know if I'm going to like this game or not, but that curiosity is drawing me to Donkey Kong 64 as a fan of the Donkey Kong franchise.
Let's talk 2000, dude. This is the last year that I was not on the planet. My winner is MVC2. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Just let me put hours into this game. It's one that I've tried before, but like I don't. I think that I'm gonna eventually go and see it in a GameStop or something like that for the collection that came out, and just go pick up a copy one day and then just play the shit out of it. I like fighting games. Fun fact about me.
You
and
do?
Yeah.
Oh.
And this is one of those franchises, the MVC brand, that is so exciting. And when I talked about the racing games and like being excited about the future, and that's when you want to hop in, I want to get in on this before Marvel Tokon comes out. I want to go and experience the Marvel fighting game franchises.
I can lend you a PlayStation Vita. You can play Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 on it.
Connor, I do not want to do that,
dude.
But I do want to play
Fake
MVC
fan.
2. And then my runner-up is Perfect Dark. A game that I owned on the N64 at one point. Never really I think I booted it up, but never hopped in really. I just was playing GoldenEye and Mario Kart 64 and others. But I would love to go and see what Perfect Dark was, to then be upset about the fact that we're not going to get another one for 25 plus years.
My winner here for 2000 is Majora's Mask.
Oh, nice.
I loved Ocarina of Time, finally, after trying 3 different times to get into that game. So I have a newfound respect for the N64 Legend of Zelda games. So I'm curious to see like how they twisted that formula for Majora's Mask. I know there's like a timer 3-day cycle going on here. Apparently, it's the weirdest Zelda game according to a lot of people. So I'm curious to see what that looks like.
People love that game. Dude.
Yeah.
People like really love that game in a way that it's interesting. I feel like the Twilight People Princess like have like a clear direction why they like that game, you know.
Twilight People Princess.
Oh my
Twilight
gosh,
Princess
dude,
people.
it's been a long week, man. But then on the other side of it, it's like now you have your modern Zelda fans, but there are still the Majora's Mask truthers. They're like, this is better than Ocarina. This is the best Zelda game. Like, and it's not close for some. So I'm curious to see if that's nostalgia goggles. I'm curious to see if that is just the way that the game design is fundamentally shifted from Ocarina. But I eventually will get to this one. You should play Majora's Mask on stream. I think that could be fun.
A expansion pack for my N64 if I'm going to play it on the original hardware. I could play it on Switch too, technically. So my runner-up is Vagrant Story. I didn't want another PS1 JRPG to be my winner here, so I'm putting that at number 2. I think this is also set in the world of Ivalice, just like Final Fantasy Tactics. Ooh. So it's kind of cool that it ties in there. And I think that the art style in this game is super cool. The voice acting that I've heard in certain videos, I think is pretty impressive as well. I just like the general vibe and tone of this game. So been wanting to get to it for a very long time. Would like to do that sooner than later. 2001, I have Eco.
Interesting. Not on my list, but I did see it, and I thought that that was going to be your winner because there's games on my list that you've already played.
Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus, Last Guardian, 2 of my favorite games of all time. I think they're both classics. One a cult classic, one a certified grade A classic in Shadow of the Colossus.
We might talk about Shadow of the Colossus later in this episode for the draft.
Yeah. And I want to see where it all started. Eco, the first game from that studio, and apparently it's pretty short, like 4 hours. You get to it and get off the backlog real quick. So yeah, terrible box art, but
it is bad box art. My winner for the year 2001 is headlined by a game that I am playing in October, Final Fantasy X. We're gonna finally start that up streaming after I finish out Ocarina of Time. I didn't want my list to be all Final Fantasies, obviously, but it shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna go and be a lot of Final Fantasy love when it comes to these types of episodes because I just like Final Fantasy. And it's not that I like Final Fantasy because I like Final Fantasy. I like video games with really good soundtracks and characters and interesting systems and fun mini games. And that's Final Fantasy. So yeah, give me Final Fantasy X. I'm curious to see what this Blitzball thing is all about.
No, I was gonna say you said fun mini games, and I was like Final Fantasy X,
Connor,
Blitzball. No,
Connor, I played at least 15 hours of Tetramaster in Final Fantasy IX, a game that people say is fundamentally broken.
I don't even understand Blitzball, and I've tried multiple times. I've watched guides, I've watched videos. I just am not. I'm either not good at it, or I just don't understand it.
You're talking to the GOAT, though. Okay. Greatest Tetramaster player, not just on this channel, maybe of all time. So yeah, Final Fantasy X is my winner. What's your runner-up?
Golden Sun.
Ooh.
Game Boy Advanced game. I know very little about this, but I've just heard so many people talk about their love for this franchise, their want for another Golden Sun game. They miss it. They want it to come back. So I want to hear what all the fuss is, or see what all the fuss is about. I want to play some Golden Sun at some point.
My runner-up is the inverse of Angels, November, Happiness. Devil May Cry. I need to get to Devil May Cry soon. You know what I'm saying?
That confused the hell out of me.
I need to get to Devil May Cry. I like hack and slash games. I think that the history lesson aspect of this one is in full force. I would prefer to play DMC 5 over DMC1 just because I like modern video games more, but watching you play it, watching Snowbike Mike play it recently, like, I think that this game seems pretty cool and needs to get out of my backlog. Connor, what is your answer for 2002? What an interesting year we got here.
I put Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem. I know very little about this game, but I do love me a good horror experience. The main thing I know about it is like you have like a sanity meter or something, and like the worse it gets, like the weirder the game gets. Like the footage that I've seen that I would point to for that is like it'll like start turning your volume down on your TV, which I'm like, that's cool as fuck. That's like very Kojima-esque.
Yeah.
So another one of those cult classics that a lot of people want to have it on the back wall. People are like, oh, I fucking love that game, and I've been asked to stream it multiple times. It's been an almost stream game on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
I will get to it eventually.
Going back to like end of 2023, like almost stream game. So very interesting.
Yeah, I would like to get to that soon.
My winner for 2002 is Vice City. I haven't played a lot of old GTAs, and that's one that I think would just be a great time to go fuck around, find out, sort of deal, and understand why people love these games. The reason I don't want to is I currently have a very good picture of what I think old GTAs were like and people's enjoyment of them. And I think that if I played the old ones, I think that would be like, not for me. Just give me the new when it comes to that series. But I do think that in a year like 2002, where there isn't a bunch of games that I really want to get to, it makes sense to be headlined, to go and have that history, understand the PS2 a little bit better. We're talking about one of the games that's one of the highest Metacritic games, one of the best PS2 games, one of the most fundamentally important games to the PS2 with Vice City. So that is my winner. What's your runner-up?
Wind Waker.
Wake up!
I booted this game up semi-recently, I think at the start of this year on GameCube. Well, I originally tried to play it on the Wii U, but I have like a disc read error. I don't know if it's the Wii U. I don't know if it's the disc. But I had to switch over to the GameCube. Game still looks fantastic no matter where you play it, though. I think that art style, it really does help it be pretty timeless. A lot of people's favorite Zelda game.
Yeah.
A game that there was a lot of pushback on for the cartoony art style at first, but people have really come around on it in the last decade or so since release. I like the vibe of this game. I like the look of this game. You love this game. A lot of people have a lot of love for this game, so it's one of the Zeldas I haven't gotten to. I would like to cross that one off the backlog.
Yeah, this time last year, going through that experience and just like really every single time getting so stoked to stream it. Like that's I can really tell on like a game when it comes to a first playthrough on stream on how much joy I have week by week playing it. And Wind Waker was just like sunshine every single day, baby. Not Mario Sunshine, that game sucks, but it really was like a bright spot every Tuesday and Thursday to be like, we've talked about just content recently where it's just like the amount of enjoyment of getting to do this and feeling so blessed to do so. And like getting to stream a game like that week after week really was one of those fond memories I have of streaming. My runner-up is a little game called Morrowind. Another history lesson. This is a Carl Jacobs joint. Big fan of Morrowind. The first time he came in chat, he talked about Morrowind and Psychonauts, and I was like, hell yeah, Carl. Let's go down that rabbit hole. I don't like Skyrim. I think that game is fundamentally not the best time. Vibes, immaculate. Gameplay, dog water. So I'm curious to go back to a game like Morrowind that is very beloved and understand and maybe fall in love with that Bethesda jank that everyone is super fond of.
If you don't like Skyrim, I don't think you're gonna like Morrowind.
Yeah,
honestly.
but that's why it's the runner-up, and that's why I would like to try it. Connor, what do you got for 2003?
I put KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic. One of those games that anytime we guess it on a top 10 guessing list, and I have to say, I've never played it. And people in the comments are like, what the fuck? You've never played Knights of the Old Republic? As a big BioWare fan from the Mass Effect franchise, it's a major blank spot for me to have not played this. And the fact that you and I both haven't played it is a travesty.
It's my number one too.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
no, duh. Like this is one of the biggest blind spots in Co-op 64's history. I think that we do. It's a reminder. 3-person team. We're not going to get to everything. We haven't played everything. There will be those blind spots.
Yeah,
we've done a good job clearing up a ton of those blind spots, but like KOTOR is one that is just majorly out there.
it is shocking to me the reaction that we get every single time there's a major game that we haven't played. Like have you played every game in exist? Like
No. Here's the thing, Connor. There are people that believe that if you're only a true gamer if you have played exactly in their mind Baldur's Gate 3, Fallout 3, Skyrim, KOTOR, Witcher 3,
I don't know. I feel like
but
every single gamer, even if you played a ton of video games, and I've played a ton of video games, you have blank spots. I thought that was a universal experience. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing: they've played those games, and then they're like, "You haven't played them yet? What are you talking about?" It's like,
but those people haven't played Kingdom Hearts.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
They haven't played Persona 5. They haven't played Final Fantasy 7. They haven't played Metal Gear. They haven't played.
Yeah.
Everyone has blind spots. But people just have the framing wrong, in my opinion. Like, just outright incorrect. There's hundreds of thousands and thousands of games out there. You're not going to play everything. Even the big dogs, you're not going to play everything. There are people that are very near to that, where like there are people that are like, yeah, no, I've played all the games that you guys have, and I played Dark Souls, and I played Super Mario RPG. But
there
it's
are
also
certainly people who are more well versed in games than I am.
But then on the other side of it, it's like, okay, but did you play Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2, 3 yet? Have you played Xenogears? Have you played Super Mario RPG? Like, there's just odd ones that are out there that some people would find immensely important, and others wouldn't so much. I'm in the boat of there is no one game that makes you a true gamer, period, bar none.
Yeah.
There's no must play. Straight up, like if you've not played Portal 2, if you've not played BioShock, if you've not played The Last of Us.
I definitely think there's tiers where it's like, okay, like how have you not played The Last of Us? Like I feel like everybody should have played The Last of Us at this point. I know there are certainly people who haven't, but then there's like a tier below that, or maybe even one below that, where people have gotten mad at me for not playing The Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
The classic Outer Worlds or Metro Last Light. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like those are pretty niche games for the most part. I mean, they're popular enough. They're notable, but like, I wouldn't say they're like, everybody's. I would not assume that everybody's played The Outer Worlds.
Game of the Year nominated The Outer Worlds to you, Connor. Okay. And then my runner-up for 2003 Simpsons Hit and Run. Is that also yours?
No, Silent Hill 3.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, I don't care enough to play Silent Hill 3. Simpsons Hit and Run sounds like a great time. It's a cult classic. A lot of people love that game. It gets brought up on a bunch of people's content all the time. I have no idea what this game even is. Is it a racing game? Is there car stuff in it?
It's a GTA clone.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So I'm down to rock some Simpsons Hit and Run, and like I'm not even a Simpsons guy, but this sounds interesting to me. So rock and roll.
Silent Hill 3, I love the vibe of every Silent Hill game I've played, and by love I mean I hate being in these worlds, but they're captivating, and I'm really interested to find out if this is my favorite over 2, which I'm playing right now. I loved my experience with 1, but a lot of people point to 3 as the best one. I've even seen people point to 4 as the best one. So I'm curious to see where I end up landing on the Silent Hill original run.
Connor, Silent Hill 4 The Room?
Yep, that one.
Ooh, cool. 2004, I have like the easiest slam dunk answer of not played, which is Half-Life 2. Because like history and one of the greatest games of all time, but Connor's turned me away from that game, and not in the sense of like you just say don't play it. It's I watched some of those streams. I feel like I've been around it. I feel like one of us has covered it in a way that's like, okay, I don't need to get to it now.
It's an impressive video game. Yeah. There's a lot to appreciate there. I just personally didn't vibe with it.
And then my runner-up is Metroid Prime Echoes. Because like I love Metroid Prime. I know that Metroid Prime 2 is apparently also great. So yeah, I want to give that one a shot. How about you?
My winner is Fable. An Xbox franchise that I have not touched at all. We got the new one coming out. I would like to get that hands-on experience with it before that new game, figure out if this is even something that I would enjoy. It seems to have a very specific flavor of fantasy that people are really drawn to. I'm curious if I would be drawn to it personally. My runner-up is Pikmin 2. I really enjoyed my time with Pikmin 1. It very much felt like a good floor to build off of, and I'm curious to see where they go with this franchise. I've never played any of the other Pikmin games other than 1, so I'm curious about Pikmin 2.
Hell yeah, man. 2005.
I put Psychonauts. Shout out Carl Jacobs. You mentioned him earlier about Morrowind and Psychonauts. I definitely booted up. I booted up Psychonauts on PC back in the day, so I own it on Steam, and just messed around a little bit with it. Got the general tone, got the vibe, and dug it. I don't know why I didn't keep playing it, but another one of those games that, like you said, a cult classic. A lot of people fucking really banged the drum for Psychonauts. I like a good platformer. I like weird video games. I enjoy Double Fine. I think they're a really interesting studio making really unique games. So, and this is apparently their crown jewel, according to a lot of people. This and Grim Fandango.
A game that you have a platinum in.
Yes.
Watch bonus pod. Watch bonus pod to understand why I'm shaking my head right now. Because, geez Louise, Connor's wild.
My runner-up is Fire Emblem Path of Radiance on the GameCube.
A game that costs like $150.
I think it's gone up.
Damn.
It's coming to the Nintendo Switch Online service, though, soon. Go back to the hot take from last week. Shout out to the Nintendo Switch Online service. Like, that's a pretty fucking good deal at this point, especially with the GameCube games that are getting added that are super expensive. Like, literally, if you play Chibi Robo on that, you're basically paying for the next 4 years of Nintendo Switch Online because it's a $200 plus game.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I loved Fire Emblem Three Houses. I got into the series with Awakening and Fates. There's the classics though that people would point to on the Game Boy and the GameCube here, and the Wii that a lot of people say are worth going back to. Would like to get those that experience to say I'm a real Fire Emblem fan. And this is the one with Ike, I'm pretty sure.
Cool.
And as somebody who mains Ike in Smash Bros, I can't be a fake fan here. Like I gotta play the game that he's in. So.
Give me for my 05 winner, Chaos Theory. Little Tom Clancy. Splinter
top of my
Cell.
list. I didn't even see that.
Hell yeah, dude.
I think that would probably be above Fire Emblem, honestly.
I really like stealth games, and this is apparently one of the apex of the genre. So yeah, I sign me up. Chaos Theory seems dope. I have not played any of the I remember renting and trying out some Tom Clancy games with Sam back in the day, my best bud growing up, and they were buns. They were so bad, but it wasn't Chaos Theory. It was just like a random Tom Clancy game or two. So yeah, I would like to play Peak. Apparently this game's awesome, and with the new one coming out, hell yeah.
They have a new one coming out. Oh, the remake.
Yeah.
If that ever actually does come out.
That will happen eventually.
My only experience with Splinter Cell is when we lived in Arkansas. I had a friend who lived down the street, Alec, who had an Xbox. He was like the only person in my childhood that I knew that had an Xbox. And he showed me Halo and like Halo multiplayer. So I was like, that's really fucking cool. And I remember him playing Splinter Cell in front of me. I was like, oh, that game looks awesome. And I've never checked it out since. So
my runner-up is God of War. This is a game that I watched you stream. So it's if I didn't watch you stream in the past year, it would be my number one most likely. But just getting Daddy Kratos' story, the original version of it with me on the sticks, is very similar to the Kingdom Hearts experience, I feel like, where it's like, I know the story, I've watched a full playthrough of the story, but now I just want myself to go and play it just to have it for my own education.
Good game.
Yeah. 2006, what you got, Con?
I have Okami as my winner. Do you as well?
Yep.
Nice. Another one of those games. When I go back and like look at my backlog of older games, I'm just really drawn to games with interesting, timeless art styles, and that's like Okami might be the poster child for that.
Yeah.
Apparently, this game is kind of like a Zelda-like, where you play as a wolf, and that sounds fucking awesome. And we have a new one coming out, probably in 4 years, but it was announced last year.
Where do you think that's gonna? Really, 4 years? You think it's that far away?
Yeah, they just started it.
I think that there's a chance we get that 2027.
This game's long, too.
It's
like 45 hours long.
It's like 25 hours. Let me look it up.
No, I think you're wrong, because I literally looked it up and was like, oh, fuck, that's way longer than I thought it was going to be.
Okami is 30 to 40 hours.
Okay.
It says. So you're more right.
Kind of
you are more right than me.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. Somebody said 35-ish hours on Reddit. So.
I got to get to it. This isn't a game that I can stream. It's too long, so I have to play this on my own time. But yeah, it's been towards the top of my list for a very, very long time. I just wish it wasn't as long as it is. My runner-up is Bully. I've kind of hit every major Rockstar franchise at this point. Red Dead, GTA. I played Manhunt a couple of years ago. I haven't played The Warriors. I don't know if you would count that as a major
I don't think
Rockstar
I would.
franchise.
No.
Played Midnight Club. Haven't touched Bully. A lot of people have a lot of nostalgia for this game. I haven't played it myself, though. And I own it on PS2. I thought about buying it on Wii a couple days ago, but ended up not doing it.
My answer is Bully for my runner-up.
We have the same winner and runner-up. Is that the only time this has happened so far?
Yeah. It's pretty much slam dunk, though, too, for these two games. It could be inverse, honestly, too, and I would respect it. Bully is a Rockstar classic. It's a game that people don't shut up about, and when there's games like that, it goes and entices me to play it so much more. So definitely want to get to Bully eventually. We got 3 years left, Connor. Where are we going with 2007? 7.
I feel like you should give me your games first because you have. I played everything from 2007. Apparently, this was the worst year for me and it's one of the greatest years of all time in gaming. But I played every single major game from this year. Apparently,
2007. I have Assassin's Creed 1 as my winner because I need to go and get to that franchise.
Was it 1 or 2 for 2007?
It's 1. I believe
You don't need to play Assassin's Creed 1.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see where it starts and you
Just
get
go
that
to
initial
2.
story. It's funny. I almost had 2 for one of my answers, but I put 1 already, so I was like, I don't want to do both of them. But funny enough, my runner-up is God of War 2 because I wanted to go and just experience this entire franchise and series eventually.
I mean, what are the major games from this year that we've played? We played BioShock. We played Portal. We played Halo 3.
Yep. Super Mario Galaxy. I've played Call of Duty 4. We've played Mass Effect 1. We played Drake's Deceptions. We played Rock Band. We played. There's Guitar Hero 3, Legends of Rock. We played. You look up 2007 games and like I had Skate on my board as a potential answer.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those. Once again, we do play a lot of games, and 07 is one of those best for the top end.
And because of that, I put Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction.
Nice.
Ratchet and Clank Future on the PS3. I stopped playing the Ratchet and Clank games after the PS2 run with Deadlock. I kind of got my fix, I feel like, but I always was really impressed by the graphics. I rented this game from not a Blockbuster, from the library once. It was either this one or the other Ratchet and Clank Future game. What did you call it?
Well, I have no idea. I'll pull it up.
But I would like to check out the PS3 Ratchet and Clank games. People do consider these to be among the best of the franchise.
There's a crack in time and Tools
a
of
crack in
Destruction.
time. Thank you. Yeah. I think it was a crack in time because you're running around as Clank with like
the wand.
A wand thing to like.
Why do I remember this, man? That's crazy.
Well, it's also his super in.
No, but I remember Clank walking around the environment.
Yeah, we were on vacation on the vineyard.
Yeah.
And I rented that game from the library.
Golly.
And then my runner-up is Odin Sphere. It's cool that there was like PS2 exclusives like in 2007. I guess Persona 4 was, I think that's 2008, and that's a PS2 exclusive.
Yeah, that's my answer for 2008. It's my runner-up.
Isn't that wild?
It's crazy.
Like, that far in, that just like doesn't happen now. But I put Odin Sphere. I've played Dragon's Crown. This is a Vanillaware game. People dig this one. They dig Muramasa Rebirth. I enjoyed my time with Dragon's Crown. Would like another experience with a different art style, similar to that I got earlier this year playing Dragon's Crown on Vita. So yeah, Odin Sphere. I think the box art for this game is really cool as well. So it's been on my shelf for a minute. I'll check it out eventually, I'm sure.
My runner-up is Persona 4. I understand that's not golden. I understand that's probably the best way to play it. It's just a weird one for me where I'm like, I do just want to play more Persona, and I want to give it the shout there.
08 is a weird one for me as well. Once you get past my winner, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots.
Connor,
yeah, and now that I've caught up. 1, 2, and 3 under my belts. We played the trilogy.
Connor,
it's time to play MGS4.
You're getting a sequel to not 1, not 2, but 3 individual stories where it wraps up those 3 stories perfectly.
Yeah.
Like,
I've
holy
heard great
smokes,
things.
man.
I have it on PS3. I know this game is very inaccessible, but I have access to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Connor, what are you doing tonight? You playing Silent Left?
Apparently, none of my PS3 controllers work, so we got to figure that out.
That's true. We got to just order a whole new batch of them.
Yeah.
Because
we're going to be playing PlayStation All-Stars on a stream in the near future. You have to.
Is that what you're going to challenge me for the belt?
Maybe.
I'll allow it. GTA 4 is my winner.
Nice.
I haven't played GTA 4 yet, and that when I said like modern GTAs like sound like that's what I want. GTA 4 is modern enough where it's like, okay, I think that this could really stick with me too. So
I would love to go back to GTA 4. Like, I have so much nostalgia for that game. That summer that I played it, like all summer, and it was like literally get home and play in the afternoon all the way until like 4 a.m, go to sleep, just repeat the cycle over and over again. As long as I didn't have any responsibilities that day, I was playing GTA 4 and having a blast. And then the DLC for that game as well, fantastic. Like, oh, it's just so good. My runner-up is God of War Chains of Olympus. Obviously, I've been playing the PSP a lot lately.
Connor can't stop playing the PSP.
I got God of War Chains of Olympus. Curious to see what a God of War game on the go is and how that all functions. Apparently, these games are great. Ready at Dawn, Rest in Peace. They made Daxter, which I just played for the first time, and then they made the 2 God of War games that are considered great on the console. So yeah, Chains of Olympus. I've played a lot of 2008 games, so
Yeah.
but it's on my mind because I'm playing the PSP a lot. 2009, last year we're doing in this episode.
Yep.
I have Bayonetta as my
Ooh.
winner, a game that I have played a little bit of. Got it on the Switch when it was ported with Bayonetta 1 and 2. This was early in the Switch life cycle, so I was buying fucking everything on the Switch. I was taking any excuse I could get to play that console. Enjoyed my time with Bayonetta. It was this is a weird situation, but my thumbs were hurting for whatever reason when I was playing this game. It was the same time I was trying to play Nier for the first time. Same issue. If you're mashing buttons, it just was not going well for me. It was hurting my hands. This is in college. I don't know what was going on, but I've recovered since then. I would like to play this game eventually. Now that my thumbs are working all right, but yeah, it put me off of it because of that. I was like, I can't play this. It's hurting my hands. So I backed off of Bayonetta then, but would like to get back to it for sure. And then we have Dragon Age Origins.
Ooh.
A lot of people say that this is the best Dragon Age game. I tried Inquisition, didn't really vibe with it, but I think this has a different tone that I'm interested in. Apparently, it's really dark fantasy, and I want to see what that looks like. And obviously, we've talked about BioWare earlier with KOTOR. My love comes from Mass Effect, but would like to see if I vibe with Dragon Age.
I got two different games than you, which is always a fun one. My winner is Borderlands 1, a game that has a sick, nasty art style. It's a franchise that I'm so unfamiliar with, other than
like for the Wicked, Nick.
Yeah, money don't grow on trees. It's a commercial, right?
No, it's the start of the game. It's
really?
music that plays it.
I saw them a week ago. They're a Cage the Elephant rips,
Yep.
dude. Cage the Elephant's so good, dude. If
I
you
saw
get
somebody at a Cage show, like they took a TikTok, a video of this, of them like with the intro to Borderlands 1 while they were playing.
That's rad.
Live. It was really cool.
So that's my answer. Cool guns, run around with this sick, nasty art style. Hell yeah. And then my runner up, I could give you 20 guesses. You're never getting there. Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story.
Nice.
Apparently just a amazing game, and as somebody that is not familiar with the Mario and Luigi titles just like at all, I feel like this is a great one to hop into and learn and get that knowledge base.
My experience comes from Superstar Saga on the 3DS, the remake, and I enjoyed it. It's got a really interesting, different vibe for a Mario game. It's got obviously pretty unique gameplay. It has that Expedition 33-esque quick time event gameplay.
People sleep on that, baby.
Reaction commands or whatever. So yeah, it's cool. It's different, and I've heard that Inside Story is the best one. So that's on my list as well of games I would like to get to. All right.
Now we got a draft. Once again, though, part 2, this will exist eventually.
And then we were talking about doing a list of games from before we were alive, because 85 to 96 has some bangers in there that I would definitely like to get to.
Shout out Final Fantasy 6. That'll definitely be brought up on that episode from me. We got a fun one today. Connor, do you want the first pick?
No. You can have the first pick.
You're a jerk, but I'll because I think I know what you're. I think the top 3 for us might be the same, so that's interesting.
I just threw this is not ranked for me at all. I just threw games.
I shotgun shelled after the first 2.
All right,
my first 2 are easily the top 2 from
do you
this.
want to tee it up?
I do want you to tee it up.
Today we are drafting PlayStation games. They have to be exclusive to a PlayStation console at the time of release. That's the parameters we decided on before making our draft boards. Nick, you have the first pick. What are we taking?
My first pick is a game that we do not shut up about on this channel because it is one of the most important video games of all time. It is one of the best video games of all time. I can argue that it is the greatest video game of all time. My first pick is The Last of Us Part 1. Just a important story. It is PlayStation to me at this point. I adored The Last of Us Part 1. I think that is absolutely brilliant, and that is my first pick. It's a hard draft, Connor.
Really tough
Buckle
situation.
up, bucko.
Damn it.
I know you got it.
You don't have to do it?
If you don't choose the game that you have as your number 1 and number 2 game on the top 50, I'm going to lose mine. Or number 1 and number 3. Is it 2 or 3? Where's Red Dead? Is Red Dead 2 on that list? Okay. So, yeah, you got to do it, Connor.
With my first pick, I'm going to go with Bloodborne. I think this is From Software's best game, the best atmosphere that they've ever presented. Just so fun to run around in Yharnam and see all these freakos that you get to fight. Love me some Bloodborne with my first pick. With my second pick, we're going to go with The Last of Us Part 2. I think it's an improvement on every single aspect of the first game. Story, characters, gameplay, visuals, structure is really creative. I think this game takes a big swing and it knocks it out of the park.
Connor just didn't want to go Last of Us 1 and Last of Us 2 back to back.
Exactly true. That is
Connor
exactly
just
true.
did not want to go Last of Us 1 and Last of Us 2 back to back. Greatest story ever told is Last of Us 1 and 2. Go back. That is what I like.
Yeah.
Together, that is the best story. Not just, I think it's the best story ever in any like best fictional story I've ever heard. My next pick is the masterpiece that is God of War 2018. I think that this is, when we talk about must plays, when we talk about PlayStation, it is Kratos. It is the Leviathan axe. It is the narrative. It is Christopher Judge's performance. It is the cast of characters. It is the relationship between Atreus and Kratos. That is PlayStation me. When we talk about cinematic story video games, it's The Last of Us and it is God of War. And that is my second pick. With my third pick, I'm going to choose PlayStation. I'm going to choose a modern masterpiece. I'm going to choose the best experience you can have on the PlayStation 5. I'm choosing Astrobot. Astrobot, I can argue, is the greatest PlayStation game of all time because it just is PlayStation. It is a love letter to what PlayStation is, was, and is to come. The way that it uses the DualSense, the creativity of every single level, even the ones that are not PlayStation themed, are so creative. I go to the way that the sound design works when you're ice skating around or spinning through bells. It might be perfect sound design in a video game. Platforming, the challenge levels, the way that there's the Rock'em Sock'em Robot punching fists as a mechanic that feels better than any like other punch maybe in certain fighting games. Like, I love Astrobot. I think that it is a masterpiece. I think that it might be the best 3D platformer of all time, maybe outside of Mario 64. It is 10 out of 10 goodness. I have 3 10s to start out my draft. I feel pretty good about it.
With my third pick, I'm going to go with Shadow of the Colossus. You can take it on the PS2. You can take it on the PS4 with the remake. Either way, this game is incredibly unique. There is nothing quite like hanging on for dear life to some of these colossi, and finding their weak points and taking them down and piecing together the story and just being in this massive open world and feeling that feeling of loneliness, I think, is incredibly unique to Shadow of the Colossus. I think this game is timeless. That's my third pick. With my fourth pick, I'm going to go, you're definitely fine here. With my fourth pick, I'm going to go with Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I think this is the greatest Metroidvania game of all time. Gorgeous art style, fantastic music, excellent structure, mind-blowing twist. Castlevania Symphony of the Night holds up incredibly well. That's my fourth pick.
I needed you to pick Metal Gear. I needed you to do that.
Fuck! See, this is the problem with shotgunning the order, because I have that at number 2, but I just completely skipped over it.
Because I have a hot take that I had prepared basically in this list, but I can't do it anymore because I have 2 games ahead of it, like clearly ahead of it. My number 6 game I'm not going to choose, basically. I got my top 5, except for The Last of Us Part 2, so that's also in there. I'm going to choose another masterpiece, 10 out of 10 game, the best action-adventure game of all time. Nathan Drake, that 2-bit thief, Uncharted 4 with my next pick. A story that goes and gives weight to the previous 3 games. It makes him so much better by completing the saga of Nathan Drake, making him realize the person that he is and needs to be, giving weight to every person he's killed in the previous titles, giving weight to every single story that he's gone through. I love Uncharted 4. I think it is the best just action adventure game ever. I also think that it might be the best game to just watch and enjoy being around these characters. Nathan, Sully, Elena are just so dynamic and interesting. The introduction of Sam is just so brilliant to add that extra layer into every single decision of, is Nathan doing this for his brother or is he doing it for himself? I think that is so good. Uncharted 4 with my next pick. I could pick a number 1 if I wanted to, and I'd be a happy man. My last pick is Metal Gear Solid. What a impactful, innovative, interesting, brilliant video game. The introduction of Snake is one thing, but the way that the Coda call goes is another. And let's just sprinkle in arguably the best boss fights in all of video games. Sure, it might not have the scale of a Radon in Elden Ring, but going and figuring out Psycho Mantis for the first time will never not send shivers down players' spines. I think that Metal Gear Solid is one of the most important games of all time. I think that it is one of the greatest games of all time. I think that every single character is iconic in their own right. The voice delivery, the way that the story goes and plays out, being a kind of boss rush, the way that Kojima introduces characters that are more interesting than any other character in any other game, and to have them be around for 5 minutes just to go and introduce another one that's even more interesting than the previous one is absolutely phenomenal writing. Metal Gear Solid being the 5th pick in this draft might be a travesty. Like, it might be one of the worst things that we've done on this channel, but it needs to go and be picked. It needs to be drafted. I'll go and toss out my honorable mention after this.
This is tough here because I can try to win and give the people what they want, or I can just play with my heart and choose what I would like. And I'm going to do the latter, I think. With my 5th pick, I'm going to go with Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. Let's go with the Final Mix version because it's important to get that additional content in here, because when I played this game as a kid, you can run through this and just have a great time mashing X, beating up some Heartless, generally breezy JRPG action experience with a great story, great characters, great worlds. But if you want to come back to this game over and over again and really master those gameplay mechanics, do the data fights, fight Sephiroth, fight Lingering Will, go for 100% completion, there's so much to dig into. From a mechanical standpoint, this game is excellent, and I think a lot of people do sleep on that aspect of it. So Kingdom Hearts 2 with my final pick.
Well, what did your pick have been to try to get the people on your side?
Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not on my board. Ghost isn't even on my board. The game that I wanted to draft with my 5th pick was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And I think that it's important to be on a draft like this. Where it's like, I think that Rebirth is, for me, in that top 10 PlayStation game conversation. For me, The Last of Us, God of War, Last of Us Part 2, Astrobot, Uncharted 4, Metal Gear Solid, all clearly above it. All like, because those are all like, the only one that's not a 10 out of those games for me is Metal Gear Solid. And I can go on and on about how Metal Gear Solid is so brilliant. It's just a little bit obtuse at certain points, and that sometimes just like flawed game design back in the day. That happens with some retro games. It's fine. That's not a 10 for me. It's a 9.5. The other game that's a 9.5 that's almost a 10 to me is FF7 Rebirth. Best music in gaming, best characters in gaming. I've obviously talked about this to death at this point, but just like, it needs to be in that conversation.
So you wanted me to pick Metal Gear.
I wanted
so
to pick Metal Gear so I could go and
Rebirth.
have Rebirth as my 4th pick. I was going to pick it before Uncharted to go and really make a statement. You know what I'm saying?
I had Uncharted 2 on my board.
Same.
I had Little Big Planet 2.
Oh.
I had Ghost of Tsushima, Journey, and Death Stranding.
I thought that Journey could have been picked for you for sure. I didn't have Death Stranding, which is very interesting because it definitely should be there for me. For Death Stranding 2. I had Miles Morales on my board for Spider-Man representation.
You don't have Spider-Man on there. That's going to piss a lot of people off. It's really important to talk about the entire history of PlayStation when we're doing a PlayStation draft. If it was all PS4 games, which I think you could argue it could be all PS4 games, I think that's a problem.
I have Rebirth. I have Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart on this list.
Nice.
I think that is like such a good video game. People sleep on how good of a, just like the basic idea of what I want from a cartoony action adventure game. Like, it is done so well. Like the small little puzzle moments where you're going and like the Clank bot thing, spider thing that you're climbing around and solving puzzles with. I'm like, this is better than some games. Like, I love that mini game so much.
I love the way the Ratchet and Clank games have integrated Clank into like the little mini games and everything.
And then I did have like Shadow of the Colossus on there and some of your other picks too.
Nice.
Which it was funny. I wrote Bloodborne 10th and I was like, why are you even writing it? Like, it does, you're not going to draft it.
You're such a grade A hater.
But
Nick.
I wrote it
Nick
9th.
Hates
I did
Bloodborne.
write after Miles Morales. Miles Morales is a better video game than Bloodborne.
That is a ludicrous statement. Ludicrous. All right. This show is made possible by all our lovely supporters over on Patreon. If you support the show at the highest tier, you get your name read at the end of each and every podcast. Members like Pigeon Power,
John B,
Library Daniel,
Tyler,
Trace H,
Crumbly L,
Sir Shellis,
Cody H,
Ooh Gracie,
Chuzar,
MG Dunbar,
Mr. Munchies,
Farmer Spud,
Rocket Tater,
Nofi,
The Dankest, Mike,
Swampy Bits,
Jaxie T,
Tristan C,
Sconesy C,
Strecken 1978,
Da Scoopy,
Dinkleberg Rules,
Centuro,
Hook'em Horns,
Go Nash,
Neutral Sphere,
Easton C,
Stooby Dooby Doo, Stooby Dooby Doo,
Agent P, Crispy,
DJ Zach P,
Uli,
Jacob D,
Big Mac,
Metal Nate,
The Patty Cake,
Bear Pog,
Cowboy Jesus,
Yogi,
Damn,
Holden M,
Conti,
Brock,
Voodoo,
Milky Sins,
Alex the Golden,
Andrew H,
Master Diz,
Cannon Fodder Games,
Bad Fella,
Only One Rufus,
Drifter X1 Skirt,
Goops,
JMap B3,
Alley Benally.
and Kingdom Hearts Sucks.
Thank you for joining us on this episode. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.